Welcome to T's Compendium. This is a brief tutorial on Shapr3d. This is a program that I discovered, was recommended to me by somebody out of a Discord group. I went out and checked it out. Instantly fell in love with this program. It's so intuitive. I'm not a CAD person, which is computer assisted design for those of you just getting into it, like me. But this program I found to be so intuitive that I fell in love with it, and I figured I'd do a series of videos, tutorials on this that approach it from a new user standpoint. So this video, this first video in the series, is just going to go over the interface, what it looks like, what it is, what some of the buttons do. We're not going to design anything just yet. We'll do that in the next one. And but so let's get started. As you open up your program, if you already have it installed, if you don't, let me know in the comments. I could always make a video on that as well if you need, but this assumes that you have it installed already. And as you open it up, you come up to this first startup screen. It's the discovery page is the first thing. If you notice here, it's discover, designs, and learn. Discover, we have some of your designs. These are a few of the designs I've done. And then we have what's new. And down here they have different, like a tutorial, updates on different things, projects that are going on, talking about a workshop they're going to be having. And then we can go over to designs, which is just going to be your designs. Easy enough, right? Learn. Now here we can go up and you got tutorials. And this is the great thing about Shapr3d. They are constantly putting out tutorials. They really want you to succeed using their product. Obviously, it's something they believe in. I believe in it. And so they're putting out tutorials constantly, every week in fact. Next you have workflows, which it talks about different projects that other companies are doing using Shapr3d. Very interesting to read through. And then of course stories, which are stories that they're promoting, different things from different aspects of multiple industries. So very cool to read through some of this stuff. Alright, so let's get started, and we'll go to designs. And if you want to start off, you hit new design. Wow, that's really difficult, right? Alright, so here we put us into our workspace. Here you have your XY axis and your Z axis, and this is where you're going to be doing all your work. Up here in your top left corner, you have a back button. All this does is take you right back to the previous screen where we just were, which is the opening home page. Next, you have your show and hide items. We don't have anything, so it's not going to show anything yet. And we'll get into that in depth. Most of this we'll get into in depth in the coming series. This is your undo button. So, say you have you drew a line wrong, or a rectangle or whatever. Here we'll do a rectangle, and there you go. And I did that wrong. I wanted a circle, so I can just go up here, click the undo. Oh wait, no, I did want that. So this is your redo. Put it back. This is where the name of your design will be, and I can show you real quick. If you go back to your design screen here, once you've opened one, you can go back out here and you click it, and a little menu will pop up. It'll say rename, duplicate, or delete, and you can rename, and you can just put in whatever name you want right there. I'll just put in tutorial just for sake of this thing. Alright, so then there it is. There's the name of our project. It's called tutorial. Next we have over here on the toggle section view, and this is something that we'll get into. It allows you to see sectional view of your project. Then we have snap settings. Now this snap settings is something that I use. I leave everything on. It just allows, for instance, show you what it does real quick here. So if I'm doing a line, and we'll go to a top view, and I'll get in and show you how I just did that. But let's say I want a line. If you notice, then it puts it, when I click, it puts it right there at the intersection of two grid lines. And if I come over here and I click again, you'll notice it automatically snapped it right into another grid line right there, the junction of those two grids. That's what snap settings in a nutshell does. So next we have our view. View is just simply like where we're at right now. So you can see here, there's two ways of looking at view. This right here up at the top, or this cube right here. Both of them will do the same. So here I'm on a top view. I can go to bottom, front, back, right, left, and that'll be the different sides. Once you get into the three-dimensional aspect, you'll be able to turn your model and look at it from any angle. And if you notice, as I click it, that cube right here goes to exactly the corresponding. So there's the bottom and the top, the front, the back, and you can do the same thing just by twisting the cube itself. So you can rotate it, click on it, and it'll give you left. Click on it, rotate it, it'll give you back. Whatever you want to go, top, whatever you want to do. Alright, so that's that. Next is a very important piece. It's called the units. Now this is just how you want to show, how you want your grid to display. And it's also then how you measure everything. So for instance, right now I have it clicked in millimeters. My grid is in 1 millimeter squares. You can go to centimeters, you can go to meters, you can go to inches, or you can go to feet. The grid lock here is, I always leave it off because, for instance, when I'm in millimeters, as I said, this is a 1 millimeter square grid. As I zoom out, watch that number there, it changes to 5. That means these are 5 millimeter squares now. So where 2 of these are 10 millimeter, if I'm at 1 millimeter, it would be 10 of these. So in other words, from this gray line to this gray line is 10 millimeters in this case. So I leave the grid off because you can even go all the way down to 0.1 millimeters. And really, if you got some serious precision to do, there you go. It'll allow you to do that. Next, we have the toggle full screen, the help menu. Now the help menu is very obviously helpful. You have the keyboard shortcuts, navigation presets, a little thing called Intro to Modeling that'll help you. It's got tutorial courses of theirs. You can search through for commands. You can even get into forums, or you can use it, and that's where your contact customer support is, your contact support. The company is extremely helpful. I've spoken to them personally. Super nice people, very helpful. They're there to help you succeed. It's really, I can't tell you how impressed I am with this company. If you hit these 3 buttons up here, that's where you'll get your import, your export, your settings. Your settings, there's nothing really there because this is all pretty intuitive. There's really not much there, as you can see. It's just a couple little things. So there's no real in-depth setup that you need to worry about. This thing is really interactive. It just does everything automatically pretty much. So with that, let's go over here. Over here we have, on our left side of the screen, we have our sketch, which is then where you'll do most of your work. This is your sketch pad, so you can do lines. As you see, it snapped it to that point and to that point, like, because we do have that grid snap on. You can do arcs. You can set whatever degree angle you want with them. Splines we'll get into a little bit more, but they're for your irregular shapes. Every time you click the mouse button, left click the mouse button, it sets a control point that you can then change. And we'll show how to use all that. You got rectangles. There's this different ways of drawing rectangles. You can see here I got it set at 3 points. You can do center, which will expand it out from the center point and draw it that way. Or you got diagonal, where say you want to start it here, then you can draw it from there and over. So there's different ways of doing your rectangles. You got circles, which of course are just simple circles, and there's your diameter there, 11 millimeters. Ellipses, pretty simple. Wherever you started at, that'll be the middle, and then draw it down. Okay, that's where I want it to end. It will now do the full length, equal size to the top. We'll cover that a lot more as well. Polygons, super simple stuff, and we won't worry about this other stuff except for the trim. I'll show you the offset edge. That's great for making holes and extrusions. It's awesome for that. It's super easy. Trim, say you want to get rid of something. See how this is intersecting there? Okay, well, I can just click it and it's gone. That's what trim does. Removes anything that you click on. Delete will delete an entire shape. So you can click on this and click that, boom. Now this is one whole thing here now, so I can, click on that and delete that if I want. So there you go. That's the basics of your sketching tools. Now you notice, and we will be getting into this more when we in the next tutorial, where we're talking about how we are actually designing things. We'll do our first initial design, but once it's blue, that means that it's completely enclosed and it's a valid shape. As you can see here, these are not closed off, so this area is not blue. I can't do anything with it. This area is, however, because it crosses right here, so that I'll be able to extrude that. We'll talk about that more. As you see right here, the extrude is selected. This is the tools. Let me deselect and I'll show you how that works here in a second. We got add, so we can add construction axis, and that'll put it at a certain angle, and as you build. Construction planes, that's what, if you have your shape, you can put a construction plane, draw on it at the angle you want it at, and I'll show you all that, of course. Drawing in text, whatever we need to add. Won't worry about transform. Tools is the one that we use quite often. With the extruding, as I was talking about, shell, that is really nice for if you need a hollow piece. You can use shell and set exactly how thick you want the walls, and it'll do a uniform hole with that size, and we'll show you. Loft is really nice for when you're wanting to make bends. Union is used for combining all our parts together. Intersecting, we'll cover all this stuff. The ones that I use the most as I've been getting started are the offset the chamfer fillet, and the extruding, the shell, and the union. Those are the ones that I use pretty much every time. And it's usually, I don't offset the face, I usually use the offset edge. So I was saying that's really great for making holes or going the opposite way and extruding something out of a shape. And we'll show you all that. So that is really all there is to this opening video. This is the interface. These are the interactions that we'll be going over. We'll get used to using all of this stuff. And so we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for joining us here at T's Compendium. And I hope you found this to be of help, and we'd appreciate if you subscribe. As upcoming videos come out, you'll get notified if you hit that notification bell, and give us a like. It will really help our algorithm. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.